get in here, and then I'm going to have a quick chat around. A few people have been asking about Barnett and also Alex Twal. So I'm going to quickly chat about them, and then we'll get into your questions. I've got a few here on YouTube as well. I'll knock them off, and then we'll get into your guys' questions as well, which will be plenty of fun. So, all right, let's get this one open. This one cranking. All right. See if we can get everyone in here. Hunter, how are you? Everyone can hear me well? Yeah, sweet. We've got some numbers in. How are you, Kobe? Benny, welcome. All right, let's start off with the two guys that a few people have been asking me about. So we got Mitchy Barnett as a big one to start us off. So obviously pretty cheap, right? 571K and a lower break even, coming off a nice score and playing in the second row now, right? So that's the big important one for him, which we think that, usually he's going to do a lot better when he gets the big minutes in the second row. So if he can get close to that 80 minutes, he's going to do fairly well. Obviously, they've already had their bye, so he's definitely a solid option. Just if you look at his scores, right, he has a bunch of low 40s, high 30s kind of thing, and he's very similar to the Taumalolo mold. You obviously get the dual position, which is awesome for Mitchie, that you don't get for Jace. And if you're someone that's sitting with a lower team value, for example, I think it'd be a decent idea to pick him up and just give it a go. Like if you're looking for a bit of a pod, if you're looking for an opportunity to try and claw some spots back, then Barnett could be the guy. And if we talk about Twal, the biggest thing here is obviously the bench, right? So he's actually coming off the bench. And last week he played 60 minutes. He got a nice, really high score there in 66 in that 61 minutes. And he's a slightly under 1 ppm player, 0.93 for example. So with him, you're looking, if he can get anywhere near the 60 minutes, he's going to be a 50 odd average. He's priced at pretty well 50 right now at 695. So if you're looking at those two guys, I would probably pick Barnett over Twal. But if you got Twal at 695 or you got Cam McInnes at 708, you're going Cam McInnes every day of the week. So that's my theory with those two guys. We'll get a couple just from the YouTube comments. We got a guy that's named his YouTube account Jamie's Guns. He's now got a photo of me on the phone to Sticky. So beautiful. You're the Twal guy. Yeah, Twal guy. I saw you NRL Fantasy lads. I hope that helped you with Twal as to making a decision there. So Jamie's Guns is Tunga or May to To'o sideways. Probably this week, man. I think all of them can get a decent score, and you're just using an extra trade from a guy in the same team. They're both not playing 17, for example, so I think you can probably hold on that one. Carrigan or Tarpane, I think right now, then Joey Tarpane is the one. Carrigan, I'd probably wait a couple of weeks, if I'm being honest. Ayo just said Joey Offengawi an option. I think we missed the boat on him. He's been doing really well. A bunch of weeks ago would have been great, but I think that that you'd probably hold off on him. He's in a similar boat to Twali. Both going to get big minutes. Both going to score pretty well. That's all we can really say on that one. Andrew James said, should I trade Ilias out for To'o? I think, what Charles said, if you can go straight to him, then that would be cool. Great. But if you, with Ilias, right, you're trading out a round 17 player for a non-round 17 player, so just be aware of that. On that one there, Peter Jensen had the choice of Hines or Burton very early on, selected Burton until he's, watched Hines take off and then sold him. And then when he went on his run, adding 200K in value. That is the definition of NRL fantasy. That's for bloody sure. People have commented about the, just made my 600th video, which is pretty cool. So thank you all again for being here. I appreciate it muchly. It's interesting times at the start, how bad I was for sure. Definitely improved a little bit, but thanks all for being here. That's for sure. All right, let's get into your comments in the chat. Looks like we are pumping at the moment. So, all right, Aiken to sell with 13 trades remaining. I think you can do it, T. Happy for anyone over about 11 trades, 11, 12 and up to move on from Aiken this week. I think that's completely fine. You can get him back if he happens to do a lot better. I just saw someone there saying stop spamming. I'm going to get to your questions, guys. So just ask it once and it just makes it a lot easier for me. So thank you in advance for that one. Lockie Eggins, thoughts on Hughes? Have owned him all year. What would you do in my position? That is a tough call, man. Unfortunate, with how well he went last year, you would have thought that he could continue that. And I feel like if you own him right now, you just continue to hold. He's going to play in round 17. He will get a good score in that one at a minimum. But yeah, obviously the next couple of games are a bit dicey as to if you play him or not. I think you probably should still continue playing him and just give it your best. It's just an unfortunate one. It's very much like the Tom Trbojevic thing at the start. Just do you move him on? Do you hold on to him? And a few people did hold, and then he eventually didn't play in the end, obviously with the injury. All right, Ipa, evening mates. Thoughts on bringing in Fogs? I think we can hold off on Fogs, with them not playing in 17. I think there's much better options in the half position. What do you think about To'a, the Samoans team? I think all the teams look pretty good, man. Really happy with how they all looked. I'm pretty excited by those games on the weekend, and obviously the international, the Origin, and then the Tongan Samoans and the Maldives as well. Show them guns, sir. Matt Ferguson, love the videos. Thank you, Matty. Shout outs the DHL Fantasy Boys. We've said it. There you go. Buzzy Az, thoughts on Brazil? That's the other one I want to talk about, actually. Frizz is always going to be one of those top tier players, right? You get the 80 minutes out of him. He's not playing Origin at the moment, so he's, he always sits in about that top 5, 6, 7 in terms of the guns. So I think Frizz is another one of those great options. Very similar to Clem. Obviously, getting him in the edge, though, rather than the mids. If you like him as a pod, I think he's going to score just as well as guys like McInnes and stuff. So take your pick on that one. How long's Fitzy out for? Fitzgibbon is on the bench, so I'm assuming Barnett's going to get big minutes. He might play a bit on the edge, a bit through the middle. We'll work that out from there. Clemmer or McInnes? I'm going McInnes personally. Haas to McInnes. I think it's fine if you want to, but I think you need to have at least over 10 trades to do the Haas to McInnes one. What's better trade for head-to-head? Haas to Burton or May to To'o? Ooh, okay, that's cheeky. I think head-to-head you hold Haas and you trade May to To'o. You get To'o at a cheaper price. I think with Burton there, you're going to get him a little bit more expensive, but if he does happen to have a lighter game or two, he might drop his price. Burton's going to score pretty well this week, but Haas should as well, for example. That's that. Show trade Haas out with 12 trades left. I think you can do that, man. That's the solid one. David, loving the intros you've been doing lately. I would take my hat off if I was wearing one. Thanks, Dave. Play Carraz or Savage. I think Savage is probably the way to go. Let's play it this way. You got Carraz is more chance of like a 20 or a 70. Savage, I think somewhere between the 35 and 50 would be my call on that one. So if you're feeling a bit risky, go for Carraz. If you want to be a little bit safer with Savage at the back, then go for that one instead. Hey, brother, do I hold Kiri or is it him to To'o a good trade? I have 11 trades left. I think 11 trades you can do it because Kiri is going to be out for 17. So do you think he's a keeper? If it's a no and you'd rather have To'o as a keeper and make that trade, get a cheap gun in, then To'o is going to be a nice one. I think that's a good idea if you want to play that. Who do I play between Amone and Carraz? I would go Carraz, man, for sure. Thinking Haas to McInnes this week and holding Tonga for one more week. After this, have 11 trades. Any one that I should try and get in this week before lockout, just off the top of your head? No, I think that's good, man. Just take the one trade, 11 left. You'll be able to pump it the next few weeks. Hello, bro. I'm trading Butcher to McInnes or Tarpany. Any suggestions? I'm personally going McInnes. If you're looking to gather players for round 17, then McInnes is the way to go. If you're looking just for a gun, maybe more of a head-to-head player, then Tarpany will be great at this point. Haas to Frizzell. Yeah, you can do that. 12 trades left on Haas to Lolo, but it's considered Aiken and Tungo to Burton or someone like Tuolangi. I think Tuolangi, we can wait a couple of weeks. We didn't speak about him in the buy, hold, sell, but give him a week or two to see what his role is going to be, and you can pick him up in 17 at a pretty cheap price, I think. Just stick with the one trade there. Travis, Daniel D, Kohler for To'o. No, Kohler's going to get to a very similar price to To'o. He's been playing really well. He's only going to improve week to week, so he's the one to hold this week. Licky, I have 8 trades left. Do I just go Haas to McInnes? I think you could, but it's also a good idea to potentially hold as well, would be my thoughts there. Flip a coin, or you can make that decision. Either way is going to be fine. Who do I play? We got that one. See, there's that spam. Hey, bro, should I get Lolo in this week for Jackson or get McInnes? Jackson, Joshy is a hold, so don't trade him. Need to get Leo Thompson for Volkman. Or Cam. Yeah, Volkman's going to be all right. Just will quickly speak about Volkman. Great chance that he isn't going to score incredibly well. His stats in the reserve grade is okay, if we're being honest. And he's playing for the Warriors up against the Panthers this week. So that is an issue, obviously. Any team that comes up against the Panthers, he shouldn't be scoring as well as a cheapy half. Even most of the gun halves don't play as well against the Panthers. So I think you could really wait this week if you want to. As you saw in our teams there, we didn't bring in Volkman this week. There's a chance that we can, if he doesn't happen to score well this week, you then have round 16. And even if he gets a 40 or 50, we're going to miss 20, 30, 40K out of him, let's say, over the next few weeks. We could pick him up in 18 if he starts to find his feet and comes up against a few lighter teams. So that's probably the theory with Volks. If you need to get him now as a cash out and you aren't sitting there with Moale, for example, a Vitalea, these other cheap guys, then I think you can bring him in this week and just have the one cheapie. If you already have one or two, I'd try and stay away from Volks and just make trades elsewhere. Hope that helps for anyone thinking about Volks. Can I still bring in RFM this week? If you're playing head-to-head, clear bring in for sure. If you're playing overall, I think if you think he's going to get closer to 65, 70, 80 minutes, then I think you still bring him in. If you think he's going to hold around this 60, then he'll probably average 40, 45 at max and you won't be able to get out of him what you hope in terms of the scoring and also the price bump. So that's what I'd be thinking about in terms of RFM if you're looking to get him in. Hey Jamie is from YT. I've got Tungo and May to trade out. Is it worth using the 2 trades or just holding? Have 13 trades remaining. I think this week you just hold those 2 guys, man. Like as I said, up against Warriors, and again, I keep saying sorry to all the Warriors fans. I've had a few comment back to me and say, bro, I get it. Don't worry about saying that. It's all good. Tarpany or McInnes, we said that one. Krause or Savage. In terms of picking up this week, neither. In terms of playing, I think, Savage we answered. Twal's bottomed out. Yep, you can bring him in. He'll get up into the 700 mark, I think, for sure, yeah. Thanks to everyone who's staying in too. Got, 125 people. Thank you very much. How much more will Mitchie Moses lose, do you reckon? Anywhere between 50, maybe. Pierce, we get it. Warriors suck. That's right. Just tough one, Piercy. They're up against the Panthers this week. Yeah, even the Cowboys, who are winning every game, get pumped by the Panthers. So that is that. Hassan a definite trade now. It's a 50-50 one, Aaron. With that one, is Garrick too late? There's not the best matchups coming up. Yes, think about the matchups in this one. I spoke about him. He's been dominating, obviously, late in games, and I can't see that happening against the Cowboys this week, who are a great defensive team in the second half, especially. So Garrick will be a keeper. It's just the question is, do you pick him up now or do you pick him up in a few weeks' time? Ethan Shepherd said, I missed his question. Can't see you back there, Ethan. He said, show me them guns. They're out, brother. All right. Thoughts on Natty Butcher? Just hold this week, if that's what you're asking. All right. We have a lot of questions. Thank you very much, guys. See if we can get through them all. If you've heard me answer it, please try not to ask it again, just so we can make this a little bit smoother. House to Jason Tamalolo. I think he's going to do solid. Tungo to Lolo now, or wait and see how the Panthers boys goes this week? I think you can wait, man. Obviously, Tamalolo is going to go up, but there's also a chance that Tamalolo has less minutes this week, if we're being honest. So with Cotter coming back, he hasn't played the last 2 weeks, and Tamalolo's had 2 big 60s. So I think we could potentially wait and see what happens, if that makes sense. All right. Kelm. So Kelma or McInnes. McInnes for sure. Should we get rid of Aiken? Yeah, we said that one. Who's the best forward in fantasy? I'm looking to buy one for Aiken. I have heaps of cash. Papali'i is the best forward, clearly, at the moment. You got a few other guys, McInnes and the like, that are clear up there. Angus Crichtons, these types of guys. But Papali'i is the most expensive and the best by far in terms of average. So that's the way. Haas was up there, but not anymore. What's your thoughts on Tunga or May? Are they keepers? Both not keepers, in my opinion, but can be used over the next period. Good morning from England, Jamie. BME96. I have 8 trades left. That's pretty cool. He's here from England. What time is it over there, BME? 8 trades left. We risky went Manu, Josh Jackson, Brandon Smith, and Ilias to... Don't trade Josh Jackson, please. Or Manu. Come on, man. Brandon Smith and Ilias is fine, but yeah. Averillo, JT, Burton, and Mam. Just remove the last 2. I know you want Burton. I don't think Manu or Jackson are the right guys to trade out, though, if we're being honest, mate. But I do appreciate the risk. You got to risk it for the biscuit, right? Is that 8 trades after or before? If you got 4 left after this, they're not good trades. I'm sorry. All right, play Ramsey or Havili tonight? Can't loot Obs. I think you got to go for Havili up against the Bunnies. I think that he's way more consistent, and Dragons haven't been great. So I think he can have a good one for you. Has to Lolo, Aitken to Burton. If you can do that, yeah, man. If you can do Hassan, Aitken to Tamalolo and Burton, I think you do it, man. You can work out the rest later. All right, Moses or Dillbag's a good idea. I think you can hold on both of them, to be honest. Hastings out. I have 670. I was thinking Mitch Barnett, Hunt, Moses or Sexton. I actually probably like Mitch Barnett out of all those, to be honest. His iPass worth bringing in now. If I can straight swap for Hastings, hell yeah, you can. Get iPaps. I brought him in this week finally myself, so pretty excited by that. For anyone that's just popped in later, Barnett, Twal, Offengawe, we spoke about them at the start. So once I've finished here in these questions, just jump back into live stream. I'm going to go for another 10 or 15 minutes. So hope that helps. And all fancy lads, I have 9 trades left, but I like Aiken to Graham. What would you do? I really want a player that plays today. Why is that? And I got Reynolds on my emergency. I don't want to 2 guns on my emergencies. 9 trades left. Aiken to Graham. What would you do? If you need another centre, man, you can do it. Yeah, go for it if you want. That's fine. Thinking Haas to McInnes this week. Holding Tonga for 1 more week. Sweet. Yeah, lock it in. Thoughts on Haas to Lolo, Robson, or Cook? Woohoo. Head-to-head focus. Cook is the best by far. Do that, Vandies. Cooper, how many minutes will Nat Butcher play in the future? No idea. Played 39, then he played 80. So let's hope for 50 this week. Would be nice. I just saw Grumpy ask, best hooker to bring in. You got Cook for head-to-head. Then probably Robson. Reed Mane for round 17. Haas is definitely a hold for head-to-head, Damo. Hastings to Mulatalo. It's a risk, I think, with Mulatalo. Definitely a pod play, but he should have a good rest of the season. Sharks have scuffled a little bit, and he's still been scoring pretty well. So I think he can, if they can get back on track a little bit. We saw what he did with Talakai on that left for a while. I think he'll be sweet. Yeah, look, you might need to ring up Robbo to check on Nat's minutes. I might do that tonight, actually, before I go to basketball. All right. Do you think Hash will actually play minutes this week? If he plays, man, he's going to play his normal 50 to 60 minutes, so he'll be fine. Obviously, just wait. I don't think for us, we haven't heard anything from him yet or from the team, so I think he'll probably going to play. He's not really someone to just pull out last minute. To be honest, he does seem to back up pretty well. All right. I hope we get 4 more trades after round 20. Yeah, during round 20, Rocco, that's correct. Who to trade has to already have McInnes, Angus, Crichton, Tohu. You can probably just trade him to a different position if you're happy with your mids and edges. If you have Isaiah Papali and you can get up to him, that would be cool. Yeah, good help, Piercy. Appreciate that. Thoughts on Branko Lee? Okay, we didn't speak about him. He has the ability to have decent games. I think that him playing in the Storm system really helped out his scoring. Let me know what you guys think on that. And this was his first game. He did look really good. He will play round 17, so there's definitely some interest there. With Herbie being out for the year, I think, it's his position to lose, for example. I think that he could do decent, but he's at a strange price, at 370 odd, is that right? Priced at about 27. So he has to score anywhere between 35 and 40 to do really well. So that's the kind of the worry here. Here's a few must-have trades to hold on to all the way through to 25, considering he has 7 trades left. This is from Sammy Rupchekt. So there's clear guns in each position. You've got the mids with Papali'i, and these types are right at the top. You've got McInnes, and these types of guys are going to be the 55, 60 averages. You've got Cook, you've got Robson, you've got Reed Mane, these types of guys up top. In the halves, you've got Cleary, DCE, Munster. I also got potentially Dylan Brown, these types of guys, Mitch Moses. Centers, you got the Burtons, the Aitkins, Joey Manus, these types of guys. Fullbacks, you got Teddy's, Paps, Hines. They're the ones that you really want to keep in your side, and just continue building those types of players in your team over the next few weeks, whilst you've only got a few trades left. No silly trades there. You're welcome, Daniel D. Josh Dunmore, Aiken, Jackson, Ilias Peoples. That's the one we had. Yeah, I just wouldn't trade out Jackson. I think he's going to be a keeper. Who should I pick up, Toto or Garrick? Both don't play in 17. I think you go Brian Toto this week. Thoughts on Sean Lane? Cameron Lewis says, I think he's going to be all right, but I don't think he's any different this year to what he's done in the past, so I wouldn't touch him. Are you against the Tonga trade if he facilitates bringing Cook in? Head-to-head, folks. Nah, man. Get Cook in for sure, Damo. Got McInnes in round 7. Well done, Floydie. Got to do one trade this week, and it's Haas to Clem. Thoughts? I think it's decent, man. If you're going to straight swap into any gun, then Clem's going to be good. He's obviously fairly expensive. That's the only thing with Dave at the moment. Ilias to Mam sideways with 10 trades. Want Mam, but don't have another clear trade out. Or is Ilias a must hold? He's not a must hold, but I'm going to hold him and use his score in 17. Trade him out after that. That's for sure. Is it worth trading Butcher this week? Oh, I don't think so. Damo, I think the Panthers line is negative 24. Tough time. Being generous to us, bro. Thoughts on Grant Anderson? I've spoken about him in one of the other videos. I just don't know if he's going to be in the team for any longer than a few weeks. So up to you what you want to do with him. On that one, if you want to use him as cash out, then that's fine. All right, Hastings and Tonga to Mam and Burton. Solid, man, for sure. 16 trades, so heaps. 11 trades left. Top 1.5. Play head-to-head. Do I go Haas to McInnes? That's okay. 11 trades, you can do it, man. Dorian. Thoughts on Hastings, Haas, Aiken, to Lolo, Hughes, and Ramian. Haas and Aiken to Lolo, Hughes, and Ramian. Jeez, I wouldn't be going Hughes this week, man. I'm going to leave it at that, to be honest. Hastings needs to go. The other two potentially holds, and I feel like you're bringing in Ramian, who's solid as a keeper. Hughes, we're not sure at the moment. It could be continuing to lose price, and then Lolo's obviously good. So I feel like it's a wasted 3 trades. 1 trade will be fine, not 3. Am I the only person that gets a little excited when a big dollar play gets injured just so I can trade them out? I feel so cash strapped. Hey, sometimes it works out, right? You're like, oh, I need to, one of your guys, you're like, oh, do I hold through the buy period? Do I not? And they end up getting injured and it kind of works out. You get a straight swap them and feel a little bit easier about that trade to a round 17 guy. Is Aiken and Cotter a waste with 12 trades? I don't think so, man. You get Cotter for the next 2 weeks. Hopefully he backs up in 18. He's only going to miss 1, hopefully from here, maybe 2. And he's a clear top gun in the mids for sure. Hastalolo, Leah to Mam. Yep. By the way, ranked 2100 in my second year. Must say you and the Discord have been quite clutch for me. Thanks, Heath. And thanks to all the guys in the Discord. It's a cool community in there. Very, very helpful. So, yeah, keep asking your questions and people should be able to discuss for you. That'll be great. DBS Dusty. G'day, Jamie, bloody legend. Thank you. I'm doing well, DBS. Hope you are too. I've traded Haas, Burbo, and Appy out for Reedy, Lolo, and Mam. Yeah, not too shabby. Go for it. Oh, yeah, trade him in. I brought him in one of the teams. WDA and RC. Sorry, boss, for spamming the same question. Thanks, brother, for your service. Real MVP right here, not carry. I'm actually going to cry tomorrow, hey, if they win. And he will get the MVP. Imagine he got shafted again. No chance. Jordan Pritchett, any Knights players, Frizz or Clem as a replacement for Haas? Yeah, go for it, man. Head-to-head, would you bring in Clem or Madison this week? Ooh, Madison first. Yeah. Yeah, Payne will keep losing some cash, but if you're not trading him out, if you get limited trades, there's no point trading him out. You're going to want him at the end of the year, so I think you just hold. What's the record viewership on a live stream? I think we had maybe 160 once. Early on the year, though. Maybe pre-round 1 or one of the first few rounds for sure. Brennan, hey, mate, love your work. I've made a 3-way. You've made a 3-way. That'd be nice. This week, Aiken, Penasini, Peoples. Don't trade Penasini. Come on. For Burton, To'o, and Volkman. That's pretty nice, to be fair. Most playing head-to-head. All right, you can trade Penasini. Good deal. You get 2 keepers and a cash out. Who's potentially, hopefully, going to make some money. All right, go on. You win. Preston, Jamie, thoughts on Haas to Lolo? Leaves me with 400 in the bank. Just get a top guy. Do you have Papa Lee? Get him. Or upgrade elsewhere. Don't leave the 400 in the bank. Use it, man. Use it. Upgrade elsewhere. Toll, we've spoken about waiting a week on Barnett. That's a fair call. Kraz to Kennedy in a week or 2. I wouldn't be touching Will Kennedy, that's for sure. Roommate to Sharks fan. He's not happy with that. Is that perhaps worth bringing in now if I can straight off for Hastings? We spread that one. Yep. Sharks have a good draw for Mulatalo. I chucked him in at centre. Good on you, Seds. Good luck. Thanks, Jamie. One more question. I went Haas to Twal. You've probably seen me in the Discord talking about him. Already got McInnes. Who should I get for Haas? You said you want it. Just do it, man. Come on. I like Twally. I always liked him. He's been serviceable for me in the past until he got benched. So I haven't picked him since. So there might be a little bit of bias as to why I haven't. I did like him for a bit. He was scoring awesome. He's really fun to watch. He just tackles, runs. Doesn't miss anything. So he's good fun. Barnett or Kolomatangi? Probably Barnett. I think the dual position's nice. Thoughts on To'o and Tapane? Both good options. All right. What else we got here? All right, run near the end. We've got a few more minutes, guys. I'm going to head off to basketball. All right, where are we at? Sorry if I missed any of your questions. Is it dumb to try bring in Harry Grant at this stage? All good. I think wait for him for sure. Tohu to Lolo. Don't trade Tohu. One spot behind the People squad. Kappa, cool. That's sick. Nice. What's that, 207th or something? People's to Volkman leaves you with 9 trades. Or do you think People's plays around 17 with Murray? Just leave that one, Anthony. Don't worry about that trade yet. We'll see what happens over the next few weeks. You can wait a couple of weeks until, at a worst, you've got to sideways swap them. Is it worth bringing in Pangai for Aitken, or would you bring in Tamalolo? Worth bringing in Pangai. No, don't bring in Pangai. I'd go Lolo for sure. Couple more to go. What does he want? Thoughts on West bringing Cookie? Get a chance to see the NBA on your recent trip? I did, David. I saw Game 3 of the Warriors-Memphis series, which was at home, and they won by 30. I'm a good luck charm, that's for sure. Thoughts on Kurt Mann? He's named in the starting lineup. He's an 80-minute player. Nah, it's going to be the same or a little bit less than what he was doing previously. So go back and look at his his previous scores. Give us a flex, Jamie. The viewers want it. If you do, I'll give you some free alpha. What's the alpha all about? There we go. We'll take the alpha B. Send me a DM. So I decide who to move on from May or Tungo. Have enough cover for both positions. Ugh. I think May you hold. Is done bringing. No, I said that one. All right. Hastings for Mam, or do another trade. Tungo to Burton, or do I wait a week? If you can get Burton in now, you do it. Hastings to Mam's also a good one as well. All right, last few to go. Up Celtics. Come on, fantasy lads. Don't do it to me. Clune likely to come in tonight. Mitch Barnett might kick if Ponga fails HIO protocols. Very interesting. That could be cheeky. Thoughts on Cleveland? They'll be good next year. I'm excited by them. Darius Garland. Hastings out. Straight up for Lolo, or go Hastings to McInnes. Let's go McInnes, man. Lock it in. If they take the finals MVP off him, I think the bloke will retire and go to baseball like the GOAT. No, he'd go play golf. He loves his golf. Shout out Tom Gordon. How are you, Tommy? Good on your pal. All right, that's where we at. Cool. Last few. Arrow for Olakawatu. Olakawatu is a cheeky one. 12 from Meat Pie this week. My roommate decided to bet on him for his 100th to try and get a meaty. Did not happen. So you can try again. It was close. Always close. Iain's the man. Mate, love the vids. Been watching every week and can never miss a video. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And everyone else that watches them. Thanks for your help, BE. Appreciate it. Mum says hi. Cheers, Mum. Aston Warden, first year and ranked 361. Thanks to you, Jamie. Cheers, legend. Oh, good man, Aston. Appreciate that. You're absolutely killing it. Keep it up. How much you bench Rubes? You call me Rubes now. Beautiful. Love that I get full nickname now. It's not even like Ruben Gary because everyone just knows what it is. Not enough. Most of bench is 100. That was in peak days. Definitely not peak. I'm peak in weight in terms of my weight, but not bench weight. So use your videos this week to overtake all of your teams. How do you feel? I feel great, B. That's the goal, right? I'm here to help you guys. I'm unlikely to win the comp, right? So if I'm not winning the comp, I hope that one of you guys do. That's the goal. Last few. Hold Zach Wolford or sell next week, but maybe sell in 17. Celtics in 7. You guys suck. Derek White, he's been average the last bunch of weeks. After game 1, we've absolutely shut him down. So Cleveland's my team. Yeah, that'll be fun, man. I'm excited for Cleveland. All right. What do we got? Reading the last few, and then we'll jump off. Thank you so much for being here. 28 minutes in. Warriors in 6, game 6 Clay and Curry MVP. I cannot wait for that. JT is going to get a 50-point triple-double. Sounds great. Yeah, I did that bet too. Lost me a $5. There you go. You got a friend. Will. What was yours? 1,000? 10. There you go. 10,000. How many minutes do you think Curran will get and how many points this week? You should get 50 or so. Burton's a decent captaincy option. Is there anywhere can support you directly? That's nice, Heath. Don't have to this year. I appreciate you just watching every video. That would be awesome, Heath. As I've said in a few videos now, going to be getting a really cool thing for our community at the beginning of next year. I said it'll involve some meetups. It'll be creating a bit of a real even smaller community for the guys that want to be right in a part of this. The guys are in the Discord all the time. We get the meetups. You got the singlet drop. It's gonna be a lot of fun there. So you'll be able to support me then, Ether. But I appreciate you so much for being here now. Thank you. Would you go Jackson to Murray or Cook? Need the Warriors to win as a Lakers fan. I wouldn't trade Jackson. Cheers, Jamie. Good luck tonight. Cheers, Dusty. Thanks, boss, for your service. Good night, Jamie, and see you after the Warriors game, after the Golden State. Yeah, do you reckon you'll see me doing a video before the end of that game? I don't think so. Volkman, a good option head to head. Yes, Lawson, meetups in New Zealand. There will be a meetup in New Zealand, Benny. I'm excited for that. You guys, well, once I decide, once we work out who's in that real closer community, we'll work out the best spot for the New Zealand meetup. I'm excited for that. I'm keen to. I've been over there before, but it'd be nice to get some locals to show me around. That's for sure. So Benny, you'll have to get on to me in the Discord for that one. Definitely coming from Mission, Lewis. Too humble. Thanks, Heath. Singular drop. We'll definitely be doing a singular drop. We're gonna try and sneak a new logo as well, which will be cool. Before we leave, give us a go. Go Warriors. I love your vids. Jesus, it's plenty of Celtics fans. I'm not happy with this. That's enough. Thoughts on Draymond Green? Think he's peaked in value and needs to go. Probably going to help us win another championship. What can we say about him? That is all, guys. Appreciate you all. Have a cracking night. Good luck to... Who are we going to go for tonight? We're going to tip the bunnies, right? Who's gonna score a try? That's the question. Daddy Jamie. We'll finish on that. Cheers, guys. Have a good one. Love you too, fantasy lads.